Hello, this is the Lexington Green. On April 19, 1775, the first shots of the Revolution were fired right here, right behind me where I'm standing. It was on the early morning of the 19th, and back then it was very cold, sort of very chilly, a little dark. It was between 200 British Royal Marines and 77 Lexington militia. The Marines had been sent from Boston with a column of about 700 soldiers to march to Concord, which is down this road right here, and find a secret store of weapons that the Sons of Liberty were holding. The Sons of Liberty were led by John Hancock and Sam Adams. So this was their sort of top secret mission. It was very routine. March to Concord, march back. However, the Sons of Liberty had spies within the organization. So they sent out 3 riders, Paul Revere, William Dawes, and Samuel Prescott, to warn the countryside that the British Army was on its way, and to tell the men in Concord to hide the weapons or prepare for the British arrival. Paul Revere rode through Lexington, not actually shouting the British are coming, the British are coming. He had shouted that. Technically, we were still British citizens back then, so that would not have made sense. So he said the regulars are coming, to distinguish between the regular British Army with the red coats or in the irregular town militia who were dressed like this. So Paul Revere warned the Lexington militia. Captain John Parker, who was their commander, gathered them on the green, and they waited for the British, who arrived here around 5:30 a.m. That morning on the 19th. As I said, there was 200 British, so the odds were against the militia. However, Parker told his men, stand your ground, don't fire unless fired upon, but if they mean to have a war, let it begin here. So if they were shot, they would defend themselves, but they weren't about to pick a fight with the British Empire. And the British did not want to fight farmers either, so neither side wanted to fight. Yet, here we stand, so something happened. The British marched onto the green. Their commander, Major John Pitcairn, told the militia to disperse. He said, disperse ye scoundrels, disperse ye bloody rebels, lay down your arms and go home. Parker decided that the odds were so against them that that's exactly what they would do. He told his men to go home. As they were turning to leave, a shot rang out. This is called the shot heard round the world. No one knows who fired the shot to this day, whether it was the British or the colonials. It has sort of stayed a mystery and will probably continue to stay a mystery. The shot rings out, the British panic and fire a wild volley at the militia. They kill 8 militia and they wound 10. Only 2 militia fire back. Everyone else is walking away. They're going back to their homes. The battle is over before anyone really knows what it is that's happened. But it's very brief. It's sort of the result of an accident more than anything else. But it's important because it leads to another battle at the North Bridge in Concord, which is down the road. It leads to a whole day's worth of fighting, and it leads to the Revolution. So at the time it was a brief little skirmish, but it's hugely important to the history of America, and it all started right here, right behind me.